Familiar, you're familiar. So if you don't know by now, then you should probably get familiar.
Hello students, so welcome back to the video part number 2 on the transient currents. Okay, in this part of the video I am going to explain you how to derive the expression for coefficient of self inductance. Okay, in the last video we have discussed the basic concept of self inductance. Okay, now let us see how to obtain expression to calculate the self inductance of a coil in this video. Okay, so let's consider a simple circuit diagram in which we have a battery connected to a coil of inductance L. Okay, so with a tap key. Okay, so when the tap key is pressed, what happens? So when the tap key is pressed, immediately the momentary current passes through the coil and there is a change of magnetic flux takes place. Okay, so induced magnetic flux is considered as phi here. Okay, that magnetic flux is produced due to the flow of momentary current in the circuit. Okay, now consider such a circuit. Consider a current I carrying circuit containing a coil as shown in the figure. Simple diagram. Okay, then the magnetic flux, so whatever the magnetic flux produced here is called phi. Okay, is directly proportional to the flow of current. You have to understand that the amount of magnetic flux produced in the coil is directly proportional to the amount of current or the magnitude of the current, we can say. Then so you can write it as phi is proportional to I. So therefore we can write it in the form of equation as phi is equal to L into I. So where this proportionality constant L is nothing but the self inductance, the coefficient of self inductance. Okay, you can call it as coefficient of self inductance of the circuit, or we can say coefficient of self inductance of the coil also. Okay, now in this simple expression 1, if I consider the unit current, let us say I is equal to 1 ampere. So that means unit current I is equal to 1. So you will get just L is equal to phi, correct? So L is equal to phi you will get. So that you can define now self inductance as the self inductance of the coil or the circuit itself is defined as the magnetic flux, that is phi. Okay, magnetic flux linked with the circuit when unit current flows through it. Okay, exactly the amount of magnetic flux produced in the circuit is equivalent to the self inductance only when, if we assume the unit current is passing through the circuit. So that means L is equal to phi. Okay, now further we can prove that even that self inductance of the coil is depending upon the induced EMF also. Okay, so induced EMF concept is given by Faraday, right? So let's consider that Faraday's concept here. So according to Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. Okay, so consider that electromagnetic induction concept in which we have the equation for induced EMF as E is equal to minus d phi by dt. Okay, that means rate of change of magnetic flux, right? So d phi by dt is rate of change of magnetic flux. So this negative sign indicates that the induced EMF is always opposite to the applied EMF, which produces the change of magnetic flux here. That is why we have a negative sign here. Clear? Okay, now substitute this value of phi is equal to Li. So that is in equation 1. Okay, so phi is equal to Li in the above equation. So that we get V is equal to minus d by dt of Li, where L is a constant for the given circuit. So therefore the L is taken as constant here, minus L into rate of change of current you have to consider now, because variable possibilities for the current, not for the inductance. Okay, L is constant here. So E is equal to minus L into di by dt. Okay, now in this expression further you can consider if di by dt, okay, is equal to 1 ampere per second, that means rate of change of current is 1 ampere per second, then you will get the equation for E is equal to minus L, correct? So if di by dt is equal to 1, E is equal to minus L. So numerically we can say now what is the coefficient of self inductance? Coefficient of self inductance is equal to the induced EMF in the circuit, induced EMF in the circuit when the rate of change of current is equal to 1 or unity, you can say, correct? Rate of change of current through it is unity. Okay, So I think you got now what is self-inductance in a circuit. Either you can say the self-inductance in the circuit is equal to just numerically magnetic flux produced in the coil when I is equal to 1. Okay, or you can say L is equal to induced EMF in the circuit when the rate of change of current is equal to unity. Clear? Now let us see the unit of self-inductance, how to find the unit of self-inductance. Okay, so the SI unit of self-inductance is actually called Henry, Henry. So as already we have the equation for induced EMF as E is equal to minus L into di by dt, correct? Okay, now consider that equation. In that, so we call it as induced EMF in the coil due to the self-inductance, isn't it? So in that equation, suppose if di by dt is equal to 1 ampere per second and E, the EMF produced in the coil, is also equal to 1 volt, then we can say L is equal to 1 Henry, because you see E is equal to 1, di by dt is also equal to 1, therefore you get the value of magnitude of the value of L is equal to 1 Henry. Okay, so we can write the splitting unit of the Henry as 1 volt second per ampere, 1 volt second per ampere. So that is called Henry, unit is called Henry. Okay, now the self-inductance. So when the self-inductance of the coil is said to be 1 Henry if 1 volt, okay, is induced in it when current changes at the rate of 1 ampere per second. Okay, very clear it is. So now further we can say, you can express the value of self-inductance in terms of magnetic flux unit also, right? See, for a coil of n number of turns you consider now. So we have the equation like E is equal to minus d by dt into n phi, right? Where n is nothing but number of turns in the coil. Okay, so induced EMF depends upon the number of turns in the coil also. So you have to multiply by n to the magnetic flux. Okay, so rate of magnetic flux is multiplied by n here, that's it. That is equation 1. And also we have, according to Faraday's law, E is equal to minus L into rate of change of current, that is di by dt. So now you write this equation as minus into d by dt of L into I. You can take it inside the differentiable because L is constant here. Okay, now compare these two equations 1 and 2. So we get n phi is equal to L into I, correct? Okay, now in this equation by cross multiplication L is equal to n phi by I, isn't it? Okay, now consider this equation where we can consider the value of n phi, magnetic flux, multiplied by total number of turns, total magnetic flux it is called, that is called Weber. Okay, let us say n phi is equal to now 1 Weber, then the flow of current is equal to 1 ampere in the circuit. Okay, then we can say the value of self-inductance is equal to again 1 Henry. That means we are expressing the self-inductance now as 1 Henry by considering how much magnetic flux is produced in the coil. Okay, so depending upon the current also. So we have to assume that both are unity to get 1 Henry self-inductance in the coil. So we can define it as now a coil has self-inductance of 1 Henry if a current of 1 ampere in the coil sets up a total flux of 1 Weber. Okay, so at the end you see the physical significance of self-inductance also. So we call the physical significance of the self-inductance as the electrical inertia, because first of all, what is inertia? So you come across in Newton's laws, right? In Newton's laws we define the inertia which is depending upon the mass of the body, right? So if the mass is greater, so opposition, okay, the force required to oppose any body which is having higher mass is, okay, so that required mass force will be very high. So in that way we can define, for example, F is equal to m into dV by dt. What is that? Newton's second law, right? See what is the role of mass here? Okay, so for the applied force, okay, so that is nothing but the rate of change of velocity, that is acceleration, multiplied to mass. So but here the mass is the role where we consider it as related to the total inertia of the body. In a similar way, if we consider the applied voltage, okay, applied voltage to vary the current, that is V is equal to di by dt, rate of change of current is depending upon, okay, the applied voltage and multiplied by the self-inductance. Coefficient factor is now L. Here the coefficient factor is mass m. So in that way, so both are similar here. The role of the mass is in inertia, the role of L is in case of induced EMFs. Okay, in that way we can say self-inductance produced in the coil is equivalent to the inertia, and hence it is called electrical inertia. Okay, so that is the physical significance we can say. So at the end of this video, try to understand what is the physical significance of self-inductance also. Okay, so we can relate this physical significance of self-inductance to the inertia, so that we call it as electrical inertia. Okay, that means in mechanical inertia, you know what is the role of mass. If the body is having a larger mass, okay, we need to apply larger force or greater force to stop it, isn't it, if it is moving. So in the same way, okay, so applied force basically depends upon mass in case of mechanical inertia. Okay, in case of electrical circuits, so in order to produce induced EMF, larger EMF is produced. That is depending upon what? That is depending upon the self-inductance of the circuit or self-inductance of the coil, we can say. Okay, so larger the self-inductance, larger the EMF is produced in the coil. So just look at the equations once again here. So V is equal to L into di by dt, correct? So that is what actually we call it as induced EMF in the coil. Similarly, we have the equation in the Newton's second law. According to Newton's second law, F is equal to m into dV by dt, right? See, just look at these two equations, both are similar, where the coefficient of di by dt is equal to L here, okay, that is equivalent to mass m, right? So this role of mass in mechanical inertia, whereas L is the same role in the electrical part. That is why you call it as electrical inertia it is. Okay, so that is the physical significance of the self-inductance produced in the circuit also, we can say. Clear? Okay, then I will see you in the next video. Okay.